Hey there, quick note before we dive in. What you're watching right now is a lesson from one of my courses that I've decided to release completely for free here on YouTube so you don't have to pay a dime. So instead of asking you to buy my course, if you want to show your appreciation, here's a couple of things that you can do. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. These small actions tell YouTube to share my content with more people, which is a huge help. Also, feel free to check out my recommended equipment links in the description below. If you do purchase equipment from these links, I do get a small commission at no extra cost to you whatsoever. Or if you want to, you can leave me a super thanks or even just hit play on one of my playlists. I know it sounds silly, but if you just hit play on one of my playlists and let it play in the background, even if you're not paying attention, it tells YouTube, hey, people are watching these videos. I'm going to push it out to more people. So even if you just want to do that, I would love it. I would appreciate it so much. And then lastly, if you're looking for more personalized help, I do offer private coaching that you can find in the description of this video. Either way, I really appreciate you, whether you choose to do one of these things or not. Just by simply watching this video, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Now, let's get to the lesson. All right, how do you use punch and roll inside TwistedWave? Well, first things first, we need a recording. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a very simple count and it will show you how to use punch and roll efficiently. So here we go. 1, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6. All right, now obviously I messed that up on purpose. I said 4 twice, and so I would need to replace the first 4, with a 3. So how would we do that? Well, first things first, we would put our cursor right before where we messed up, which was where I said 4 instead of 3. And now all you've got to do is just use the shortcut Shift Control R, or if you're on a Mac, Shift Command R, and it will jump you back a few seconds so that you can get in the rhythm or in the same tone that you had before you actually made the mistake. Now, really quickly, if you go to Edit, Preferences, and then go to Editing, the Editing tab, you can set the pre-roll duration. So I have mine set to 5 seconds. I think by default it's set to 10. But you can set this to whatever time you want. I'm going to leave mine at 5 seconds, and I'm going to click OK. Like I said, we have the cursor clicked right before the mistake, and I'm going to hit record, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read with myself through 1 and 2, and it's not going to actually start recording until it gets to where I've placed my cursor here. All right, so it's not going to record me counting 1 and 2 again, so feel free, go ahead and count 1 and 2 so you can get back into the rhythm and the same tone that you were in before when you made this mistake, because you might be replacing this a month later if it's an audiobook or something, and they're like, here, we found a mistake, you need to replace this. So just make sure you get back into the tone and everything that you were in when you were recording this. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to hit record. It's going to jump me back 5 seconds. And let's see if I can make this actually sound good. So here we go. I'm going to hold down Shift, Control, R. 1, 2, 3. And then I go ahead and hit the stop record before it gets to the actual 4 because I don't want to overwrite that. So let's see how this sounds now. I'm going to go back and hit play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I can definitely tell that I punched in there. So, for this demonstration, I'm not going to worry about correcting that, but you would definitely want to make sure it doesn't sound like you're punching in. You want it to sound like one cohesive take, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to make sure it's right. Now, there's a couple of one other thing that you can do. So I just hit Control Z. I just undid everything. What you can do instead is if you're like, you know what, I just don't trust myself. I don't want to overwrite anything until I feel good about it. What you can do is go up to Audio and then scroll down to where it says Punch In will insert audio. This will make sure that it doesn't overwrite anything. So check this out. I'm going to click that. And then let's go ahead and do that again, shall we? So Shift Control R. 1, 2, 3. And you see how it did not overwrite anything. So now I would have to manually delete that extra 4, which is totally fine. All I've got to do is just kind of guess at the distance. Let's see how that looks. No, that's not quite right. It needs to be a little more. So I'm going to take a little less away. And let's try that. That looks about right. Let's see how it sounds. Probably sounds awful, but let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not so bad, but you get the idea. You want to make sure that when you're doing this, if you have to punch and roll, that you do a really, really good job at matching the tone, the inflection, everything that you were doing when you actually recorded the original take. Anyway, that is how you punch and roll inside TwistedWave. See you in the next video.